Hey there guys, and welcome back to Sports Circle, the only multi-sports channel here, exclusive on YouTube. And today we're going to be dissecting the Ashes, where it went wrong for England. So strap yourself in, put the kettle on, or in my case, get yourself a beer, and we're going to be talking about what went wrong for England. Right, so let's go right back to the start. Before the Ashes even started, England announced their squad for the first match at Edgbaston. I've got my iPad here for reference, I'm not watching Pornhub or anything. So the England team for Edgbaston was Jason Roy, Burns, Root, Denley, Butler, Stokes, Burstow, Ali, Wokes, Broad, Anderson. Now ordinarily you would think that's a decent team. Not one of the best England have picked in England for a while. When you look at the side that beat India last year, it was quite similar to that, and then many people said then that maybe the scoreline flattered England when they beat India 4-1, so maybe the alarm bells should have been ringing then. So everyone wanted to give Jason Roy a chance at the top of the order, news of Test match cricket, on the presumption that he would bring his form from the white ball game into the red ball game. A bit like they tried to with Alex Hales a few years earlier, which subsequently never worked out either. So that was their thinking behind that. As we know now, it didn't work. But what I want to know is, where was the real preparation for this Test series? I mean, we all know that Andrew Strauss planned for the World Cup subsequently all these years. But where was the planning for the Test cricket, which many people see, myself included, as the pinnacle format for us as supporters? There wasn't really much planning or thought put into it really. I think definitely they was all eggs in one basket for the World Cup, which obviously did work out, but in many people's eyes that shouldn't have resulted in an England win. That's for another day. But there really wasn't any preparation at all really for the Ashes for the Test match players. County cricket had already moved earlier in the season to April, so they're playing that at the wrong time of the year, and now they're back playing it now, the last 3 rounds. Subsequently the Ashes are over now, so that's irrelevant. But what I want to know is, why was there not more planning put in? Surely they could have equally as planned as well as they did for the World Cup. Surely they could have done the same for the Ashes. Australia managed to get the balance right on both sides. Yes, they may not have won the World Cup, but they got to the semi-final, and, well, if we're being honest, they have beaten England in all formats so far this Test series. They should have won at Headingley, but we all know Ben Stokes put them to the sword there. But if we're being honest, Australia's been the better team throughout the 4 Test matches so far. Arguably at Lord's, maybe they had an off day there, but the weather derailed England from winning that day. But it just seems to me like this whole summer for England was about the World Cup, and the Ashes really has been an afterthought, which is a shame, because you've seen with the crowds, you've seen with the atmosphere, that Test match cricket, it may not be the pinnacle anymore in India or in South Africa or in Bangladesh, but here we absolutely love it, and it sort of feels like that it's sort of died a bit, this series, because we all knew it would be a tight series going into this Ashes, but we didn't expect for England to play as badly as they have and just not really showed any fight really, apart from, I would say, the last 2 Test matches. They haven't really shown that. There wasn't that at Edgbaston. Yes, that was there at Lord's to a degree, but really, England's not been at the races, if you're being brutally honest. But why? So here we're going to go through the series, and we're just going to discuss the key points to why Australia have retained the Ashes. So let's get into it. So Edgbaston, England's never lost there for, I think it was 16 years they haven't lost there, and England fans expected, yeah, that should be a victory. although we wasn't too arrogant. It's not a God given right to turn up at Edgbaston because we haven't lost there in a while and say yes we're going to win. But they just didn't turn up. I'm not going to go through it all score by score because that's just going to be boring. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is just to dissect the series, where it went wrong. The selection has been shocking as well, I would say that. As I alluded to at the start, Jason Roy, he's not a test match player. Jos Buttler, yes, he did dig in yesterday. He did see out, I think it was 3 hours, but not really looked convincing at any point of that. Johnny Burstow, his technique is shot. Joe Denley got 50, but really averaging 25, I'm not so sure. Rory Burns, he's the only team player other than Ben Stokes to get 100. Maybe he should have got his 100 when he got his 84, but really, you would say him and Stokes have been the shining light really for England. Perhaps Jofra Archer, but I think too much pressure's been put on him, to be fair. There's too much expectation on him for someone that's only played 3 test matches. So how are England going to fix this? Well, I've just seen in the last half an hour or so that they've named the same squad for the Oval, which isn't really unexpected. I imagine that to be the case, but I think it was George Duval from ESPN, as he put on Twitter. What's the point in really having the same test squad if then come New Zealand, when we go there in November, you're going to chuck in a Zach Crawley, or a Dom Sibley, Sam North East into the equation, when really they should be given this opportunity to play in English conditions beforehand. But that's for Ed Smith, James Taylor and co. But you have to say it's really been Steve Smith v England in terms of run scoring and why the Ashes has been retained by Australia. Obviously, maybe if you want to go back into that sort of stuff, he served his ban, he done his time, no problem with that. He had his right to be there, as did every other Australian player that was there. They were there on merit. But I think the cynical people and some English people are just suggesting that perhaps he shouldn't have been playing, but you've got to give people second chances in life. He hasn't killed anyone, he's only just... So, that's my thoughts on that. In terms of England though, because this is what the video is mainly going to be focusing on, how are they going to get through to 2 years' time in the situation where they can win the Ashes? I'm not so sure they will. I fully expect Australia to retain the Ashes again in Australia. Probably a whitewash. There's no English player standing up to say, I am the man to lead England forward. Joe Root, will he carry on as Test match captain? I'm not so sure he should. He hasn't really been in the runs this series. I read a stat actually that I thought was quite telling of him in recent times. His last Test match 100 in 2019 was in February in Sri Lanka and the West Indies. He hasn't been performing for England for a while now, if we're being brutally honest. He's only got 300s in his last 32 innings, which is absolutely... You don't expect that from any top order player, let alone your captain. So where does Joe Root leave him? Is Joe Root going to be in the squad come New Zealand? That could be a debate, flashpoint. But what's the thing that annoys me the most is that, just as I said, I'll keep going back to the point, but that's what I think most cricket fans are annoyed with. There hasn't been the passion, there hasn't been the research, there hasn't been the preparation for this test series. I know the likes of Boycott moaned about that when we was in Australia 2 years ago and said similar things about preparation, but I think after they won the World Cup, I think if you asked an average England fan, will we win the Ashes, most people would say it's hard, but yes, I think we will, home advantage. But they've not made that count at all. Left field selections, I'm just bewildered by it, really. I mean, Jason Roy, surely he's got to go after this test match. Then you've got the likes of Jos Buttler. Is he going to stay in the team? Johnny Bairstow. And then you've got the likes of Jimmy Anderson. Is his test career over? Can he be resurrected? I hope it's not, because I think he's a quality bowler, and I think most people around the world will agree with that. So where do England go from here? How do they recover? How do they progress to be a good test nation again that people can be proud of, and where they was probably 6 or 7 years ago when they were the number one side in the world? How can they get back to that? Well, you have to trust county cricket. I know there's this whole rigmarole that county cricket's substandard, which I disagree. I watch a lot of it, and I think it's probably the most competitive cricket and the most ferocious cricket that we play as a country here. So I think that can be sort of binned, that mindset of that. We need to give players a chance that are performing in county cricket, Division 1 or Division 2. I mean, there's the likes of Ollie Robinson, that's got buckets of wickets for Sussex. He's been the leading wicket taker the last 3 years, had another great season. Then you've got the batsmen like the Zach Crawleys, Dom Sibleys, Haynes. You can go on and on. I see a suggestion that there should be 2 separate teams, so sort of people that play one day cricket can't play test cricket. Maybe that's a thing to look into, but I think the likes of Jason Roy, Jos Buttler won't be playing for England again in test cricket. I shouldn't have thought. We just need a team that we can be proud of again, and a team that can put up a fight, and a team that can challenge all teams around the world like we once was. So, sorry if this made no sense, but thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall catch you next time.